Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game Esoteric and a continuing series, Model Museum, where I take a look at every single Sega Model 1, 2, and 3 game ever made. That's not a racing game because we did that retrospective last year. And today we're playing Dynamite Baseball 97, and I know what you're thinking, sports games aren't usually the best thing around, but trust me, Dynamite Baseball is one of the most fun sports experiences you can play on any arcade board, and because it's Sega, it's got some weird charm as well. Before we get too far involved though, do me a huge favor, go down below, hit like and subscribe, and ring that notification bell, definitely helps us out. And if you feel so inclined and want to support the channel, got a Patreon link down below as well. If you don't at least subscribe, I'm going to break my bat over your head. All jokes aside, I absolutely love Dynamite Baseball. It is so addictive, it's so simple to learn yet so hard to master. Believe me, comment down below and tell me if you ever played this game before, because I would be curious who has seen a cabinet. The mechanics of Dynamite Baseball are super simple. You're either pitching or you're hitting. Obviously, when you're pitching, you have a fielder, and if you move the direction and press the button, you're going to throw to different bases. The standard baseball formula that pretty much every baseball game has used from the beginning of time. What I love so much about the pitching and the hitting is it's actually analog controls, and if you see an original cabinet, you're going to see that there is this analog lever that looks like a baseball bat, and that is how you actually hit. And the best part about that is when you're playing this game via emulation, any analog stick is going to transpose those controls over basically perfectly. And you will see here that with the arcade stick as well, you do have to aim that reticle over where that pitch is coming from. It is going to tell you where you need to aim, and you will be able to judge balls and strikes pretty accurately, although I will say the ump sometimes definitely has some gimmies for the opposing team. And I love all the animations we struck out there, and that batter was 100% pissed, and I honestly do not blame him. But this is a game all about timing. You need to understand how that pitch is coming in, and you need to swing at the right time, and you do it right, you hit a dinger right out of the park. And that's what's so much fun about a game like this. It's pure arcade mechanics in the baseball format. And the CPU is intelligent but not completely cheap. But where this game truly comes alive is when you play a two-player game. These games are fast. You can finish an entire game in like 15-20 minutes, and trust me, it becomes hyper addictive. This is the type of arcade game that you think you're going to play for 10 minutes and not be that interested in. But Sega knew sports, and all of their sports games were incredible, and Dynamite Baseball is one of my favorites. Every time I play this game, I think I'm just going to play maybe one game, and I end up sitting here for like 2 hours just continually playing games in succession. It is that fun. But mechanically, it is such a simple game as well because it is that arcade format. You swing, you pitch, you throw around. Every once in a while, the AI will throw to strange bases that don't make much sense whatsoever to me, but it's usually to your advantage. They will totally duff it and let you score a run. But honestly, I screwed up there, and I took my 1-0 lead and turned it into a 2-1 deficit. And that's what makes this game so addictive to me. You're constantly trading your lead back and forth between you and the CPU, and it makes you want to keep playing. And you do need to understand a little bit about baseball there, because I was able to get the runner out at second. I could have gone to first, but I kept a runner getting a little bit closer to scoring position there. But honestly, I just love everything about this game, and it's one that I don't hear mentioned very often whatsoever, probably just because it is a sports game. But this is running on the Sega Model 2B revision, because don't forget there's the Sega Model 2A, B, and C, and this game really does hold up, especially the textures on the faces. Now don't swing at the high pitches, it's definitely a guarantee to get a strikeout, but I did play baseball in high school, and I was supposed to play in college, but for a D3 art school, and trust me, the appeal of the high fastball is real. I would swing at it every time, and normally I would strike out on it too. But I just love all of the animations and all of the facial expressions and different little bits of character that this game puts in. It really does feel like you can tell what the players are thinking just by those expressions, and that's pretty impressive for Model 2 era graphics. But all this side-by-side camera work, all of the mechanics, it just does work. And my favorite part about this game is it moves fast, but it also has a really interesting soundtrack. It's got crowd noises, it's got the strike of the bat and the leather against the ball. So go ahead and listen for like 40 seconds or so, and I'll come back and talk more about the mechanics of how this game actually plays. But enjoy.
5番サード8番 番
I mean, it's not so much a soundtrack as it is a soundscape, but it really does feel like you are at a baseball game. It has all of those crowd noises, the bat strike, the ball on the leather. It just makes perfect sense. But you will see there, I was throwing the ball around in the wrong direction, and now I'm at a 3-1 deficit. But that just makes me want to come back and figure it out. Now, as far as how to play this game is concerned, you will see that every once in a while the outfielders are mindless and you don't 100% control them until you get the ball. They do tend to run in the wrong directions every once in a while, but that's kind of going to happen for both teams, so it does feel fair. But I just absolutely love the analog nature of how this game controls. Having analog controls on the bat just 100% works. It's not just a button press, and depending on the speed that you push that bat forward, either on an original arcade cabinet or on your analog stick, is going to control how fast or how slow you swing. And if you don't touch anything, you're going to be in a bunting position. But I am down 6-1 right now, and the best fun in this game, to me at least, is when you need to come down from a deficit, just like in a real baseball game. When you're down and you really have that rally, it 100% works. You'll see here I hit an absolute dinger, but it just shorts that field, and there are different environments to playing because there are so many different teams. Now, of course, they are Japanese themes, so you're basically going to know who nobody is whatsoever, but it really doesn't matter. But you'll see here I get a couple hits in a row, and I'm going to be able to bring that runner home from second base. This is when this game really comes alive, especially if you have a second player. Understanding where you want to hit and moving your characters around the bases just works. And when you are out in the field, you can use your inputs to steal bases or to move around just like you would in any other baseball game. But this game moves so incredibly fast. That's what I love about it so much. The game of baseball on television or in real life is not a fast event, but here in Dynamite Baseball, it really does move at a very fast clip, and it just works. And you'll see there, I got a foul ball. Depending on the speed of your swing with the analog control, you are going to put it around the field in different places, just like in real life, depending on how quick you get that bat around. And it just works unless you hit a double play right there. Actually, it was just a single play. Must have been a different area of the game I was thinking of. And I will say that the umpire, just like in real baseball, sometimes is going to call what seems like a ball a strike. Those are balls right there, but sometimes in the edges he's going to give you a friendly call for the CPU, but it never seems to actually do that for you. It's almost like the computer wants you to lose. But you'll see there, another home run, and we're getting really close to tying this game up. And I love all of the animations. This game has so much character. There's so many different camera angles. The pitcher's facial expression when that home run's been hit, the manager in the dugout, it really sells it. It's so almost comical in nature, whether you're doing badly or good. It just has all of this character that's constantly showing you. Every single scene is oozing with detail, and I love that Sega put that in there. But next time you have a game night, get this game running via emulation, get a couple analog controllers hooked up, and play with your friends. I guarantee you're going to have an absolute blast of a time. Now, I know there's so many modern baseball games you can play, but take a look at Dynamite Baseball because I think it's better than some of the modern stuff because it is that pure arcade feel that Sega was so good at doing. And even if you don't think you like sports arcade games, play a game or two of Dynamite Baseball. You're going to have an absolute blast. Now, be aware that there are two versions of this game, Dynamite Baseball and Dynamite Baseball 97. 97 is just an enhanced version of the original game, and it's what I'm playing here, and it's what I recommend everybody check out, just because it is a more well-rounded version of the same game. But it's just fun, and that's what Sega does so well with these sports games. I even love the audience there, all of those sprites just kind of bopping up and down. It has a very comical look to it, but it definitely works within what it's trying to do. But again, I just love the look and feel of Model 2 graphics, and they do hold up decently well. There's enough polygons there to make them look like real players, but it really does come down to all of these different camera angles, all of the different mechanics, and all of the different looks of the players. Every single situation in this game is fun, whether you're pitching, whether you're batting, whether you're fielding, or whether you're just watching the game go on around you. You're always having fun when you play this, and like I said, with a second human player, it is an absolute blast. This is some of the most fun you can have playing an arcade sports game with friends, because Sega knew the sports genre so well. And you'll see here that we have a 6-6 tie game, and we are deep into the ninth, and that's what's so much fun about this game. You're constantly clawing for that position, and right around the time that you feel like you're going to get a win, you start getting a little nervous of making mistakes, which I'm going to very shortly do here. But that's the great part about sports games. If you lose, you just go and play again. Now obviously this is an arcade game, not a console release, so it's not like you're going to be getting a ton of different seasons going on, but you're just going to have a blast when you're playing it. And it really does come down to that sensitive analog control. The batting mechanics in this game just work. Once you get used to them, positioning that reticle and swinging, it just becomes so much fun, and you start hitting the home runs and you feel like you're great. Now I do not know why the AI did not run in on that pop fly. You could have 100% caught that, but they let the run score. It drove me nuts, and I took the L here. But honestly, take my word for it. If you've never played Dynamite Baseball before, play it today, play it with a friend. It's an absolute blast. Try that, leave me a comment down below, but I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.